What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Welcome to Richardsons Coaching Corner Season 2, Episode 13. The topic of the day is attention to detail and the little victories in fitness. Being in this industry for 11 plus years, being an athlete my whole life, working out, being in it, having injuries, recovering from injuries, all these things. Attention to detail and little victories are humongous. They keep you motivated, they keep you focused, they keep you pushing forward. And if you don't pay attention to these things, you more often than not don't make it to your goal. The reason why I say that is there's two parts. There's the end part and the beginning part. You start obviously at the beginning and you dream of the end. In between that are the little things that you have to do, little victories, little details that you have to get done to get to the major goal. And if you don't focus on these and you don't write them down, you're not paying attention to them, more often than not, you'll veer off and you'll never get to the goal or the end result that you've been looking for the whole time. So that's why I really, truly believe little victories, attention to detail are extremely important in the fitness game. Why is attention to detail important? Preventing injuries is one. Injuries will hold you back. If you get injured, you either A, have to start all over again, you have B, pause, or C, you may never be able to get to the goal that you want to get to. So injuries are a huge detriment to your major goals and your major victories. So paying attention to preventing injuries, stretching, icing, massaging, all those things, good form, making sure your form is correct at all times will help you in the stages of getting closer and closer to the major victory. So preventing injury is huge when it comes to attention to detail. Most people don't fucking stretch. I'll say that right now. I talk to people all day, every day. Stretching is the simplest thing that you could do to help yourself not get injured. Like I said, ex-college athlete, did a little bit of boxing, played sports my whole life. I've had every fucking injury from toe to eyebrow. And fucking shit, it sucks. It slows you down. It depresses you. It'll make you sad. All these horrible things that come with injuries. Because it's just, they're never fun. I never seen somebody have an injury and thought it was the funnest thing on earth. In my younger stage, I never took stretching serious. I do it here and there. You do it before practice. You might do a little after practice, but you never really took it that serious. And I never connected all these nagging, lingering injuries to not stretching. Then I started taking stretching a lot more serious. I have a horrible back. I have a knee without an ACL in it. I got a dislocated shoulder that's all fucked up. And when I started stretching, I noticed all these little injuries went away. My back pain went away. My knee pain went away. My shoulder feels a lot better. I got more mobility in it. Stretching is monotonous, and a lot of people make excuses of why they can't do it. If you're listening to this podcast right now, you could easily stretch and listen. If you're watching TV, you could easily still watch TV and stretch some part of your body. The more you can stretch, the more you will prevent any stupid-ass injuries. People all day, every day, go down and tie their shoes, pull their back, out for 2 weeks, out for a month. Step too far and blow their knee out or blow a hamstring out because they're so tight. Stretching is so fucking important. I cannot stress it enough. And the only reason why I stress it so hard is I'm one of these stupid-ass people that have been injured so many times and didn't take the time 15, 30 minutes a day to stretch, and it saves you weeks upon months upon years of injuries that you don't have to deal with. So stretching's huge when it comes to attention to detail and preventing injuries. Growing an even look is a section of attention to detail. What do I mean by that? I mean, when you're lifting, not being super bottom heavy, not being super top heavy, having your body very even, having your neck flow into your shoulders flow into your chest flow into your core flow into your thighs, all the way down to your calves. A very even look, meaning that you're working out every section of your body, is attention to detail. If you're one of those people that just goes for what you're naturally gifted at, if you have a naturally gifted broad shoulders and chest, all you do is fucking shoulders and chest every day, your body gonna look fucking retarded. You're gonna look lopsided. You're gonna look like at any given moment, if the wind blows, you'll fucking flip over. And same thing with people that are bottom heavy when it comes to big thighs, big butt, big calves. If you have a twig upper body, it doesn't fit right. It doesn't look good. So why not step back, take a little more attention to detail, and even your body out every single day? In my opinion, what you should do, and here's a tip for attention to detail when it comes to an even look: break your workouts into segments. Monday do legs, Tuesday do back and biceps and triceps and everything like that, Wednesday do chest. By the time it's Thursday, your legs will have had 2 days to recover while you've already been doing 2 other parts of your body, and you'll be able to do legs again. So you can just kind of go in that rotation of legs, back, chest, legs, back, chest, rest on Sunday. So you have 6 days to get a cool flow workout in. You're hitting every part of your body. And then on the 7th day, you rest, and then you start all over again, making sure you're stretching the whole time, making sure you're drinking all the right shit, you're taking the right supplements and proteins and yada, yada, yada. But if you can do that type of workout plan, you'll have an even body, and you'll look aesthetically good. You'll be feeling good on the inside because you're not dodging. People tend to dodge what they're not good at. If they have weak, shitty, small calves, they never do calves. If you have a weak core, you never do core. If you have a weak ass neck, you never do neck. Do the things that you hate doing, and they end up becoming the things you enjoy doing. I hated doing biceps because in all the sports I ever played, all our coaches would ever tell us, biceps don't do shit for your function, so I never did them. So when I would actually do them, I hated how they felt. Obviously, you like the result, but the pain in between you don't like. But eventually I said, fuck it, just work right through that. So I'd work through it. When I got into boxing, doing chest isn't good because a big chest means you can't put your elbows together, means you can't block, you'll get punched in the face. So I stopped doing chest for years. I just started getting into it because the same thing. I don't have big old shoulders, big old biceps, and a fucking baby chest. You want to be able to even your body out. Does it suck doing chest now? Of course. But you have to work through all that stuff and get to an even look. That is attention to detail. Number 3, when it comes to attention to detail, would be form. Or actually, let's see. What attention to detail? Diet is one too. Diet is a huge attention to detail thing. Most people fuck off on their diet. And when I say fuck off on their diet, that means they eat whatever they want, or they're drinking sodas and shitty ass juices or alcohol or beer. You have to lock in with your diet. I hate seeing these people, especially these macro people. It fucking irritates the shit out of me that they push. It doesn't matter what you eat. It just matters that it's the right amount of macros and the right amount of proteins and fats, and shut the fuck up with that shit. To me, what you're doing is, in the moment, you're going to look great. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, when you're eating all this bullshit and you're making the excuse because it fits inside your macros, it'll clog your arteries. You'll have high blood pressure. You'll have all these horrible later effects that you're not thinking of now because you want to be able to be a fat fuck and eat what you want to eat, but then still be able to work out and look the way you look. In my humble opinion, that shit's not good in longevity. And we tend to be people that like to live in moments when it comes to excuses. You live in the moment when it's fun or beneficial towards you. You tend not to live in the moment when it's actually hard work or you have to do things to help the longevity play of your life. And that's one of those things right there. Don't eat bullshit that fits into this program just because you get lift and you look good for the moment. Think of 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, and put the right things in your system. The right meats, the right fats, the right natural sugars, all the right things you should put in. And do like an 80-20 thing, where 80% of the time, you're putting the right things in your system, And only 20% of the time you put the wrong things in. And that's every once in a while. It's not an everyday thing. If you could do that, you will look better and feel better way longer than anybody doing these stupid ass programs. These programs really irritate me. And the people that teach the programs and tell you that's okay to eat these things don't really care about you, and they care about your money, and they're really trying to take advantage of you, and they want you to get hooked to their program because you could eat McDonald's or you can eat all this bullshit. Fuck that shit. You should be able to really hunker down. Like I said, if you're paying attention to the details, it's not always fun. Sometimes you gotta eat some salads. Sometimes you have to eat some leaner meats or some fish and not some fried shit or some ice cream. You gotta really hunker down. If you really want this thing to be a lifestyle, then you gotta treat it as a lifestyle. You gotta treat it as a long play. Form. Form is a huge attention to detail. Like I said earlier, if your form is right, you'll prevent injuries. So making sure that you're either going on YouTube, make sure you're either reading a book, make sure you either get a trainer. There's so many different ways to hunker down your form, making sure that you're stacking your joints, making sure that you have a nice broad chest, making sure your breathing pattern is correct. Because if your form is right, your muscles grow better, you don't get injured. If you're eating the right things, everything's replenished, you build muscle, and you go from there. So it's all connected in the sense of getting you to the goals in which you need if you're paying attention to those details. So form is huge. And then your routine. Like I said earlier, legs Monday, back Tuesday, chest Wednesday, repeat. And switch it up. You could do 5 sets of 5 for 2 weeks straight, and then the next week you do 3 sets of 12 to 15, and then 4 sets of 8. But look up the routines, understand fitness, understand how to push your body, and all those things will really help out. If you notice, like I said, I could talk about one category and then bring up the category I talked about earlier then, because they all intertwine. And if you're doing all of them correctly, fitness is easy as fuck. People like to put such an emphasis on how hard fitness is. Fitness is not hard. The only thing that's hard is your fucking lazy ass getting up. That's the hardest part, is you getting your lazy fucking ass up and then counting on yourself. Everybody likes to lean on everybody else. Imagine if fitness was like reading, where it's like we push reading on people to do themselves. A lot of people don't read, but when you're in school, you are forced, hey, you better read this book, and it's only you that can read this book. I mean, nobody can read it for you. And you have to do it. I wish fitness was the same way, where it's like, hey, kids, here's your 20-pound dumbbells. You have to knock out 400 reps of X, Y, and Z. Here's a proper way of doing it, and you got to go do it yourself. I wish fitness was like that. If fitness was like that, A, a lot more people would be fit, and then B, a lot more people could rely on themselves and not necessarily rely on everybody else to get them to where they need to be. What help can you get to be more attention to detail? Get a trainer. I am a human being for the past 11 years that has made sure people pay attention to their details. You're on them all day. As a trainer, I'm telling you to breathe. I'm telling you how many reps and sets you should be doing. I'm telling you how your form is, what you need to correct. I'm the most attention to detail motherfucker on the planet because my job makes me attention to detail. In other aspects of life, I'm not so much. But when it comes to fitness, I am very much so on it. I see people's form incorrect, I gotta correct it. I see people's breathing incorrect, I gotta correct it. You're constantly correcting things and then helping teach people how to be self-sufficient. My biggest goal and dream as a trainer is when somebody comes in the door and they need a whole bunch of help, to an eventual point where they don't need my help anymore. When a person is either done training a shitload with me or they only come every once in a while for tune-ups, that means that I did my job. That means I did the service in which they needed. I built them up to have enough confidence in themselves to lift themselves, work on their own diet, pay attention to their routines, and then go out there and fucking apply that shit. It's almost like a parent. You can't coddle your children all day, every day. You eventually have to teach them to get up and get out. That's exactly what I do. Teach people to get the fuck up, get the fuck out, and keep the flow going. And as a trainer, that's the only thing that you should possibly be focused on. You shouldn't want to keep people forever. You shouldn't want to do it for the dough. Money will be there if you're good. If you're good, money's there. If you suck, you probably should end now and then do some other shit. But the money will be there if you're good. Dietitians are huge too. I mean, some trainers are dietitians, so it's all in one. But getting a good dietitian that could, same thing, teach you the regimen. You rely on them heavy in the beginning, and then you rely on them less and less and less as it goes on. Then at a certain point, you don't need them anymore because you understand how to do it yourself. Those are two avenues in which I think people should really get a hold of. If you're in a space where you're confused and you don't know what to do, get a trainer, get a dietitian, absorb as much information from them as you possibly can, and then eventually you have to do it on your own. What's the little victories? While you're paying attention to details, you'll notice that there are little victories that happen in between all this attention to detail. It could be losing 5 pounds. It could be adding 25 pounds on your bench press. It could be shaving 15 to 20 seconds off of a mile, that your consistent mile pace. Little victories are just the little things that you pay attention to that help you push and build and keep going forward. If you don't pay attention to these things, you will end up quitting. You'll end up stopping. You have to do this. This is so important. I had a client of mine who actually was thinking about writing a book called Little Victories because he used it very much so in his fitness goals and also in his life goals when it came to business, his own life, that whole thing. And I thought it was a great viewpoint in being successful. You cannot, when I was in college, they had us do that. There was a class where they would teach you how to write your major goal and then where you are right now. And then you had to fill in 25 little things that you had to do to eventually get here. And you had to do them all. If you didn't do them all, if you bypassed, more often than not, those people would fall off the course. My client had this vision already. He was he was an elder statesman. He was a silver fox. This guy already been there, done that. So I understood how he understood little victories. And it's key, it's pivotal. You have to do this in everything. Like I said, in your relationship, in your fitness, in your life goals, in your business goals. If you do not have little victories, little things that you're paying attention to that need to get done, you're going to fall off course and you're not going to be able to be successful. More often than not, most of us aren't successful. Even people listening to this podcast, if you're wondering why you're not successful or where you don't want to be, maybe that's just the simple answer right there. Is create a sheet with little victories on them. To the start point, the end point, and all these little victories in between that you can accomplish to get to where you need to go. In fitness, everybody wants to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Everybody wants to be the hottest motherfucker on the planet or X, Y, and Z. Everybody has their own goals, but those are always the bigger ones. Losing weight and looking a certain way and getting my butt bigger, my core stronger, and my chest bigger, and my legs bigger. Pay attention to the things in between that and stop worrying about keeping up with everybody. If I'm somebody that is heavy, if I'm 250, 300 pounds, focus on losing 5 pounds. Then once you've done that, repeat whatever the fuck you just did and then lose another 5 pounds until that routine starts slowing down and then you ramp it up. But you shouldn't go, I'm 300, let me get to 250, let me get to 200. That is a huge goal that's going to take a lot. And already, if you're 300 pounds, you don't have a lot of dedication as it is. You have a lot of laziness already. So if you're going to sit there and make this astronomical goal they haven't been able to do your whole life, you're going to lose. So you have to make a littler goal and accomplish that. Once you accomplish that, stay focused, stay on it, stay moving. Because if you don't, people beat the shit out of themselves. If they give themselves a goal of losing 50 pounds in 30 days and they don't achieve it, they find themselves to be losers. So it's big loser versus little victories. Then what they do is they spiral backwards, and instead of them being 300, now they're 320, now they're 350. If you give up and you're doing positive things, there's only negative things that will follow. So if I'm consistently doing something positive, but I'm not getting the major results that I want, and I decide to give up, then major negative shit is gonna come hit you, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So why not just stay consistent, stay focused, and just move a little bit at a time and keep going forward. Don't allow anybody or anything to get in your way. If you're doing the right things, if you're staying on the right path, fuck the major goal. The major goal is 25 steps away. Focus on the one step that's next, and then after that, look at the next step. It's always one punch to the next punch, one step to the next step, but it shouldn't be thinking about the knockout when you haven't even thrown a jab yet, or it shouldn't be running a 100-meter dash when you haven't even taken your first walk yet. So really focus that in, drink all that in, and I think you'll be a lot more successful. Why is this so important? Builds consistency. Consistency is the main thing in life. Young people come up to me all the time. Young guys will be like, if you could talk to your 23-year-old self, what would be the thing that you would tell? Be consistent. Consistency gets people of everybody. Remember this. Everybody isn't shit at some point in life. Every famous person that you idolize, every athlete that you idolize, every singer that you idolize, at one point wasn't shit. They all worked at fucking Chick-fil-A, and they all worked at 21, whatever, not 21 Jump Street, Forever 21. These people at one point weren't shit, but they had a talent that they consistently stayed with, no matter who told them they weren't shit, whoever was gassing them up. They didn't listen to that. They consistently kept moving, and then their talent reigned supreme. So building consistency is huge at an early stage, at a mid stage, at a late stage. There is no stage in which it's too late to build consistency. And I promise you, if you can be very consistent, great things end up happening. It's you that ends up convincing yourself to stop doing something. And then when you stop doing it, you fall off, and then you're in a shitty space. And then you try to pull yourself out and then start all over again. Or do the same thing. But it's like, if you can stay consistent, you can stay on the right track, I promise you, things will go great. Anytime I ever did that in life, things were amazing. Anytime I ever stop, go, things sucked. And you might not reach the major dream that you want, but you'll probably reach a better position than you are right now. And that's always a lot better. So always look at the glass as half full instead of half empty. If you don't reach the pinnacle goal, at least you're somewhere where you weren't when you started the goal. So imagine that. Building consistency is huge in fitness, in life, everything. So focus on that, number one. Number two, it keeps you motivated. So why is little victories important? They keep you extremely motivated. You need motivation to get you throughout your day. You need motivation to get you to the major goals in your life. Motivation is key. It could be a look. It could be a person of the opposite sex that you want. It could be money. It could be a list of things. Everybody has their own thing that you're motivated about. And you need to find that. Lock that in. Lock in what truly motivates you. Not what you think people are motivated by, or everybody has their own motivations. Lock in what you're motivated by. And then that will create those little victories, and you'll be able to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. But keeping you motivated is key. A lot of people that aren't motivated, if you did a poll on people that are not motivated, I can tell you right now, without looking at any of their lives suck. They're not in the position they want to be. They're not with the person they want to be. They don't have the job that they want. If you're not motivated, you're usually kind of just stuck in limbo, and you're just... I see it all day, every day. I walk around and I look at people, and they look depressed or sad, or they look unfulfilled, and you can see a huge lack of motivation. And it's very easy to spot people that are unmotivated, because your body is the first calling card to let me know if you're motivated or not. If you are very much so out of shape, if you have bad posture, if you walk fucked up, it tells me that you're not motivated, because you're not stretching, you're not caring about your body and you're not losing the weight they need to lose to build yourself up. So your body is the number one thing that all I need to see to let me know if you're a motivated individual or you're not a motivated individual. Building consistency is another thing. So, building confidence. So we already did building consistency. Building confidence, that is another thing with little victories. If you can accomplish these little victories, you become more and more confident. Confidence is the key to life and success. If you do not believe in yourself, if you think that there's somebody better than you out there, then you're probably gonna be second place, third place, fourth place all day, every day. But if you're confident, you'll get to a goal in which you want to be. People want to be around confident people. Everybody that I said, actors, singers, athletes, they're all confident as fuck. But they ain't shit. Like, when you look at somebody like Steph Curry, there are guys out there that do the same routine as him. There are guys out there that throw up the same shots. There are guys out there that are built exactly like he's built. Same quickness, same handles, everything like that. But what separates him is his confidence. Is him making enough shots at the right times and people going crazy. And there's this little switch that turns on that now you are so confident that you'll hit every shot. You'll shoot every shot thinking that you're going to make those shots. It's all about shooting and thinking you're going to make it instead of shooting and hoping that you make it. Those are two huge differences. And that's the only thing that separates a lot of people. In your fitness journey, it's the same exact thing. Really fit people just have confidence and belief in themselves that they're going to look how they envision themselves looking. People that aren't confident, they're literally shitting on themselves throughout every workout, disappointing themselves that they're not where they want to be just yet, because all you've ever done is that. That's why you look the way as you look. If you had a little bit more confidence and you really shut the fuck up and just started doing, I swear, if you could shut the fuck up and start doing what you should be doing, I guarantee you in 6 months, you will look way better than you look now. I challenge motherfuckers to actually do that. Right now, after listening to this podcast, dedicate 6 months to your health. Go as hard as you possibly can. Eat all the right things. Stretch. Make sure you don't have any injuries. I guarantee you in 6 months, you'll look way better. And I hope that you get a hold of me and you show me your 6 months from today to then. And if you don't look better, then you're an anomaly, because it's impossible for you to really take control of your fitness, take control of your diet, take control of stretching and making sure you have a lot of confidence, making sure that you feel better, and you not look and feel better. It's impossible. So I challenge you to actually do that shit. Dedicate 6 months and build yourself. You are the only person that's going to be able to build what you want. People could want it for you, but they can't move your arms. They can't move your legs. They can't shut your mouth from eating all this stupid ass food. But you can. So if you feel like that's what you really want, I challenge you today to do that shit. To stop all the complaining, stop all the bullshitting, and get the fuck up and do it. And like I said, with that being said, if that didn't motivate you, I have no clue what will fucking motivate you. But the two things that should help you along the way is the little victories and attention to detail. I do that all day, every day. I'm very happy. I'm very confident. I feel good. I like how I look because I make sure I pay attention to detail, and I love the little victories. If you want that, the only individual that could get it is yourself. I can sit here till my face turns blue and try to motivate you and piss you off to get you up and get you moving, but it don't mean shit. What does mean shit is you actually doing it. Prove me wrong. That's all I ever ask people to do is I will not believe in you until you start believing in yourself. And then when you start believing in yourself, you will show me by your actions that you can prove me wrong. Because I won't ever believe in you until you start doing it. Until you start putting that pen to paper. I don't need to hear your sob stories. I don't need to hear what's wrong with your body. None of that shit. There are people in way shittier positions than you that make no excuses and get it done every day. So if you have an excuse that you can't get it done, then don't even listen to my podcast no more. This ain't for you. This shit's for individuals that are ready to get up and get out. With that being said, I hope you do get up and get out and prove me wrong. And then when you do prove me wrong, leave a comment, get a hold of me on social media, and we'll fucking share a cheers together. But until then, shut the fuck up, get your ass up, and get working. Make sure you get a hold of loved ones. Make sure you get a hold of people that you care about. Let them know that you love them, because time goes by way too quick and the ride is way too short. With that being said, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Hopefully you get your ass up and get working. Peace.